ولا يهمك. Thank you very much, Professor Sumbul, and actually I'm very glad to be here. Not so glad to speak right after lunch, but I will be able to do it anyway. First of all, the age structural transition is a sort of a catch-all term that we usually talk about the demographic transition, which is interaction, long time interaction between births and deaths, birth rates and death rates. We talk about the demographic window of opportunity. We talk about the aging phenomenon, but there's the framework that can capture all of these issues is the age structural transition, simply because the age structural transition is the interaction between all of the factors that affect the population size and growth, and also the structure of the population, means population by age and sex over a long period of time. So instead of talking about different but closely related phenomena like the aging, like the low fertility, like the demographic window of opportunity, we can put all of these under the umbrella of age structural transition. Transition takes time. That is the structure of the population, the percent of children, the percent of population in the working age, the percent of the aged population, those who are 60 or 65 plus, is changing over a long period of time. Though in the planning for this transition, we usually ignore that this happens in a long period of time, and we tend to plan for only one phenomenon like the demographic window of opportunity, and we encourage countries and regions to capture this opportunity. In fact, I'm going to talk about the demographic, the age structural transition and how it affects the family. I was a member of a group in the United Nations Economic Commission, Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, UNESCO, in preparing a report, a forthcoming report on this topic that will approach policymakers. In my presentation, in this presentation, specific presentation tailored to the topic of the conference, I will present the impact of age structural transition at the meso level, at the family level, not at the individual, rather than nor the state, but to the meso level, or to the major component of the society in Arab and Islamic countries, which is the family. How this age structural transition over time affects the family and family options. And in addition, of course, to the opportunities that this transition can offer for females. As I mentioned, the age structural transition refers to the change in population age structure, mainly associated with the decline in fertility and mortality. And as I mentioned also, this is a more broader term than the terms that we use in demography, like youth bulge. It includes all: youth bulge, demographic window of opportunity, and aging, and such things. This is the population of the Arab region. It increased dramatically over time in the last last few decades. If you follow the increase from 1950 to 2050 in the future, you will find that it increased from 73, almost 73, to now approaching 400 million, and is expected to be above 600 million in 2050. And this is, anyone can say, it's common and it's well known and it's predicted. And maybe it's similar also to sub-Saharan Africa or to other regions in the world. But we are not looking here for the increase in the absolute number, but the composition of the population and the change of the composition of population over time. It's well known, of course, that the growth of the Arab population is higher than the international world average, but more important is this graph. This represents the percentage representation of each age group. We have here 5 age groups. The first one, the lower panel, is under 5 population. And then from 5 to less than 15. And from 15 to 24 or less than 25, which represent the youth, or if increased, it represents a youth bulge. And the lower panel is decreasing, means fertility is decreasing. And the demographic window of opportunity is represented by the 2 bars in the middle, from 15 to 65. But you can notice also that there's an increasing trend of the aging population in the region. In the beginning, the aged population 65 plus was 3.3 and is expected to be about 12 in 2050. This is also given, and we know this, but what are the implications of this in the society and in the family mainly? And this is also, you are very familiar with this, as if I'm presenting the 3 models of population pyramids in 101 course in demography. This is a developing country, this is a transitional country, and this is the developed countries. But these are the Arab countries. These are for one region, but over time. So we're moving from this childy pyramid to less representation of youngsters, and to a very less representation of youngsters and high representation of the aged population. What are the, I think this is my last, no. Okay, what are the implications of this expected, no, not expected, ongoing transition on the family? Well, decreasing fertility means decreasing the number of children under 5 per family. We're talking about per family. Means number of children ever born for living afterward will be less, which means that more time in the family to take care of less number of children, more time for the family to join or rejoin labor market, especially for females. They will have more time to devote to the labor market. This is 1. 2, from 5 to 14, it is also the same. When the family has less number of children, they will have more resources to devote to the education of lower number of children than ever. When talking about 15 to 24, which is the youth bulge, this will add a burden on education, higher education for the family. But afterward, when this cohort join the labor force, means more revenues for the family. So when talking about the from 25 to 64, this means more well-being for the family, because you have more producers than consumers, assuming that they will still stay with the family for a while. The other, or the last panel is the 65 plus. The transition to an age society means transition of the burden from taking care of children in the first panel to the burden of taking care of the old people in the last panel. I think that's all. Thank you very much.